Up first, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Rickea, you guys obviously made quite a few threes tonight. Is that something you saw that you'd be able to do against Troy? Or is it something that just kind of came to you on the court, or how'd that come to be?
Well, the way we've been shooting in practice, you can tell that we would have a good 3-point game tonight. We saw that Troy was pretty much sagging off of us. So, we didn't try to force anything inside and, just try to play our game, not force anything.
Up next, we'll go to Robbie Falk.
Hey, Rickea, during the week, Dickie had mentioned that y'all worked on rebounding, defense, things of that nature after y'all's loss to South Florida. How do you feel like y'all did tonight, kind of trying to work back and do things better in that regard?
Mm-hmm. I feel like we did pretty well. Of course, we could do better. This team still got 20 offensive boards, but I feel like in the second half, especially, we pretty much contained them on the boards. And if we would have did that in the first half, they wouldn't have got as many as they've gotten. But I feel like we're working towards getting better at the rebounding aspect.
Up next, let's go to Ben Portnoy.
Rickea, I think tonight we saw Sid go for 26 points. I'm just curious, in terms of what she does for this offense, how does she kind of open things up for you guys? And what does it kind of do when she's knocking down shots kind of the way she did tonight?
It definitely just opens up everything. And we just have all the confidence in the world with Sid when it comes to 3-pointers and plays making and stuff. So it just definitely opened up the floor, because if that person's coming out on her, that's a whole gap right there. So it definitely helps us a lot on the offensive end.
And just a quick follow-up.
Just kidding.
Just a quick follow-up. I know. Obviously, last year, I know you struggled your first couple of games and then kind of clicked. Sid, kind of the same thing tonight. Had maybe a couple of rough outings and then got it going tonight. Is that something that you guys related to at all, if at all, or I guess how did you kind of relate to it, if at all? When you were going through that as well.
Say related to this game.
In terms of your first couple of games at State, I know it was just a little bit of a struggle. Sid kind of had the same thing this year and sort of knocked that rust off. How much, if at all, do you see any kind of parallels?
You can say that. It was just our first couple of games, and people just always got to knock the rust off and get going. And when you see that first shot fall in, then you're like, okay, I got it going. So it takes a while. Some people quicker than others. So yeah.
All right, now we'll go to John Sokoloff.
Rickea, how can you is it kind of hard to assess what y'all do well in a blowout win like this? I mean, obviously you guys were shooting the lights out of the ball, but is it kind of hard to go back and look at the film and really dissect something like this when you beat an opponent by this margin?
I wouldn't say it's hard, because there were many things that we still did wrong, and Coach Nikki especially gave us the blueprint of the scout and Coach Keith. So there were things that we did wrong, like offensive rebounding. They told us that this team would be running to the boards, and we still gave up 20 offensive boards. So I don't think it would be that hard to dissect it, honestly.
All right, that'll do it for Rickea Jackson.